Have you ever had that unsettling feeling that someone is watching you a little too closely? That they remember conversations you barely recall, or seem to know details about your life that you don't remember sharing? In today's digital age, the line between normal social interaction and predatory documentation has become increasingly blurred. In our interconnected world, information has become a weapon. Whether it's a vindictive ex-partner, a toxic colleague, or someone with malicious intent, understanding the warning signs of systematic life documentation can protect you from future harm. This isn't about paranoia, it's about awareness and self-protection. What we'll cover: digital documentation, red flags, behavioral patterns to watch for, social manipulation tactics, legal boundaries and violations, protective strategies, when to seek help. Digital documentation red flags, social media surveillance. The most obvious starting point is social media behavior. Normal social interaction involves occasional likes, comments, or shares. Predatory documentation looks different. Excessive screenshot activity. They reference old posts you've forgotten about or mention details from photos you posted months ago. Cross-platform tracking. They know about your activity across multiple platforms. Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, even platforms you rarely use. Timestamp awareness. They remember exactly when you posted something, were online, or were at a specific location. Deleted content knowledge. They reference posts or photos you've deleted, indicating they saved them. Phone and device behavior. Modern smartphones are treasure troves of personal information. Battery drain. Unusual battery consumption might indicate spyware or monitoring apps. Data usage spikes. Unexplained increases in data usage, especially when you haven't changed your habits. Strange notifications. Apps opening on their own. Notifications for apps you don't remember installing. Location awareness. They know where you've been without you telling them, even for mundane activities, email and communication patterns. Message timing. They respond to emails or texts with unusual speed, as if they're monitoring your communication in real time. CC/BCCC suspicions. Being unexpectedly included in email chains or group messages that seem designed to gather information. Information phishing. Seemingly innocent questions that probe for specific details about your schedule, relationships, or activities. Behavioral patterns and social engineering. The information collector. This person operates like a human database of your life. Excessive memory. They remember minute details about conversations from weeks or months ago. Pattern recognition. They notice and comment on your routines, habits, and preferences in ways that feel intrusive. Triangulation. They gather information about you from multiple sources: friends, family, colleagues, social media manipulation through documentation. Once they have information, they use it strategically. Emotional leverage. They bring up past events, mistakes, or vulnerabilities during arguments or conflicts. Social proof. Manufacturing. They create false narratives by selectively presenting information out of context. Future proofing. They document everything to create a paper trail that supports their version of events. The false friend. Often, the person documenting your life presents themselves as caring or helpful. Overly interested, they ask probing questions under the guise of concern or friendship. Memory helper. They frequently remind you of things you said or did, often with subtle distortions. Documentation offers. They volunteer to take photos, record conversations, or help you remember important events. Professional or workplace documentation. In professional settings, malicious documentation can be career-threatening. Meeting minutes. Manipulation. They volunteer to take notes, but slant the narrative against you. Email chain creation. They initiate email conversations to create written records of verbal discussions. Performance documentation. They document every minor mistake or interaction, building a case against your competence. Legal and ethical boundaries. What crosses the line? Understanding when documentation becomes illegal or unethical. Consent laws. Recording conversations without consent varies by state and country. Privacy violations. Accessing private accounts, emails, or devices without permission. Stalking behavior. Systematic monitoring that would cause a reasonable person distress. Workplace harassment. Creating hostile work environments through excessive documentation. Digital stalking. Modern technology has created new forms of harassment. Location. Tracking Using apps or devices to monitor your movements. Account. Access. Logging into your accounts without permission. Spyware. Installation. Installing monitoring software on your devices. Deepfakes and manipulation. Creating false evidence using your documented information. Legal protections. Know your rights and available protections. Restraining orders. When documentation is part of harassment or stalking, privacy laws. State and federal protections against certain types of surveillance. Workplace protections. HR policies and employment law protections. Digital rights. Laws protecting against unauthorized access to devices and accounts. Protective strategies. Digital hygiene. Basic steps to protect yourself. Privacy settings. Regularly audit and update social media privacy settings. App permissions. Review what apps have access to your location, contacts, and camera. Two-factor authentication. Secure all accounts with additional verification steps. Regular password updates. Change passwords frequently, especially if you suspect compromised information. Diet. Be strategic about what you share. Social media minimalism. Share less personal information publicly. Conversation awareness. Be mindful of oversharing with people you don't fully trust. Location privacy. Turn off location sharing and geotagging features. Financial privacy. Keep financial information strictly confidential. Building evidence if you suspect you're being documented maliciously. Counter-documentation. Keep records of suspicious behavior and interactions. Witness. Cultivation. Have trusted friends or family aware of the situation. Professional help. Consider consulting with lawyers or digital security experts. Mental health support. Don't underestimate the psychological impact of being surveilled. When to seek help. Warning signs. Escalation. Know when the situation requires professional intervention. Threats or intimidation. Any suggestion that documented information will be used against you. Impact on daily life. When concern about documentation affects your sleep, work, or relationships. Legal implications. If you believe laws have been broken or your rights violated. Safety concerns. When documentation feels like preparation for more serious harm. Resources and support. Legal consultation. Attorneys specializing in privacy law or harassment law enforcement. When criminal activity is suspected. Mental health professionals. To cope with the stress and anxiety of being surveilled. Digital security experts for technical protection and evidence gathering. Support groups, others who have experienced similar situations. Key takeaways. Trust your instincts. If something feels off about how someone interacts with you or remembers details about your life, it probably is. Don't dismiss your gut feelings as paranoia. Prevention is key. It's easier to protect your information from the beginning than to regain privacy once it's been compromised. You're not powerless. While the digital age has created new vulnerabilities, it has also created new tools and legal protections. Knowledge is your first line of defense. Final thought. Living authentically doesn't mean living without boundaries. In a world where information can be weaponized, protecting your privacy isn't paranoia. It's self-care. Stay aware, stay protected, and remember that you have the right to control your own narrative. God bless you for watching. Kindly share and subscribe for more videos.